name is Ravi and I am a plant enthusiast from India. Today's DIY is about fixing air plants on wood. I had this piece of wood lying around with me for a very long time and I finally decided to fix my air plants on this. So let's get started. So here are the things required for this DIY. First, we'll need this wood, this piece of wood, which is a outer layer of a jackfruit tree. This I sourced from a local timber factory. Next, we'll need some felt fabric, a staple gun, a screwdriver or something sharp with which we can remove the outer bark, and a pair of scissors. So we'll start with the cleaning. For that, we'll start with removing the dead bark, which can be easily removed by simply although this soft bark often is a great help for epiphytes to cling on, but in this case we can see there are a lot of roots from other plants which have been tied on this for a very long time. We'll remove this loose soil debris and this will make stapling the felt pads easier. As the inner wood is revealed, it gives an even brighter and a better texture of the wood. So I have removed the dead bark from this and let's now observe the shape of this. So as a rule of thumb, we will always mount our plants from the top bottom. This shape is like a wave. It is creating a very good geometry here. This I will want this to be visible, this one to be visible, and I'll keep this side also visible. This part I'm going to mount all my plants, and this pattern it will follow this path till here. So I'll try to build my plants on this segment, and this crevice here is also a great mounting place for my plants. So I'll fill in some moss here and I'll tuck in all my air plants here. So let's get started with this. So you must have seen in many of my other DIYs, I have been using this fabric for a lot of my DIYs. This is a very versatile fabric and I like to cut strips of this. Since this is made of polyester, it doesn't decay easily with water and is not impacted by sun rays also and stays in the same form for a very long time. I've added the links to this fabric, the one which I'm using. So in case you want to experiment with the same DIY, you can definitely go and check out. So our felt fabric strips are ready. I have my air plants here. Some varieties are there. I am planning to use the tillandsia Anantha vangi here for this project. I'll try to use some Anantha as well. So we'll start with the topmost part. We'll start with the topmost part. So we can start like this. Let's first just keep and see how do they look. We'll start with this tillandsia. I think this on the top will make a good crown. So for that, I have this thread with me and I'm going to, you see there are multiple plants in this. So I'm going to put in the thread from the center in between the plants and make it go all the way through, and here I have it. Now this thread will become my anchor point. I'll cut the thread here. Let's remove these extra leaves here. I'll gently tie it here. And use some felt fabric. And tie it here. That's another extra. So felt is ready to be mounted. I can just staple it here. So I'll staple on the felt. One on this side. Tuck it gently here. It's kind of a tight space here, but I can extend it till where my finger reaches. Okay, so it's on the edge. I think I'll need one more here. That's it. Let's see. Yes. So it will stay on its own like this. Let's now fix our other plants. We'll fix this tillandsia anintha vangi. This is, I think this is the perfect spot for this. So the good thing about felt and stapling is that it gives you instant results. Here it's fixed. We'll cut the extra. Similarly, we'll now why I told we should always start from the top. When we start from the top, we always have the chance to put the next plant in such a way where we can cover the previous felt. So in order to cover this, I'll put it here. Remove the extra leaves. Okay. Just make sure when using a stapler, you have to be very careful. It's done. I'll cut the extra. I think I'll need one more pin here from this side. So I'll put the next plant here, but you see there's quite a gap here. So in order to fill this gap, we'll use some moss. And then we'll fix our plant. We'll remove the extra, and here our plant is fixed. So this is what it's looking so far. I think we can continue the trail here. So we have fixed 3 plants here already. We'll continue the trail. We'll follow this path and we'll use this crevice as well as this crevice. Let's fix this one here. Again, we will try to cover the previous felt using our next plant, and this should perfectly match here. Yes, I think this is the position where we have to plant it. We're going to use some more felt here. So we'll continue the trail. This small plant can be fixed here, right here. So it covers the previous felt as well as this small gap. It will fill this small gap. I'll use this narrow strip. What we can do is we can actually fix the felt first on one end, and when it's ready we can put the plant behind on its back and then cover it like this. So this makes the work easier. Now we have a free end here. We'll just tuck this in and it's done. We'll have to remove some extra leaves from here. Okay. Now this cavity here is a great place to mount this plant. I think we can just tuck it in with some moss and it should stay perfectly on it. Yes, it's done. So we don't need a felt even on this. It's just tucked in very well. We'll continue doing this. I think I'm running short of this variety. So let's collect this from my propagation box. So these are my propagation boxes where I propagate most of my mosses and air plants. This one here is due to high moisture. So what I do is I keep water in the lower level and I keep these drain cells, and on these drain cells I keep my all my air plants. You see this light green color on the plants, on all the plants. The bud looking plant, the bud looking new leaves are because of the high humidity it gets all day round. Now these are almost ready. These have when I place these saplings, these were really small, and you see these have grown up quite well. These are growing up quite well. We'll take some of these. Yes, these are good. We'll need a small size instead of we'll not choose the big ones. So I think 3 should be enough for this project. Place this here. Yes, this should be a perfect place. But the problem is it's a very tight space. I can't pin up this place. So we'll again use some moss to fill up this gap. We have to make it really tight so that the plant doesn't fall off easily. We'll fill in as much as possible. I think this is perfect. So before doing this, first we'll put a felt strip here. So this is a great way to hide the felt. We first put the felt and then we fill in as much as moss possible, and very just a little bit of felt would be visible, and we'll pin it on top. Yes, it's done. We can tuck in one more plant here and we should be done. So let's just fix in one more plant here. We need some more felt here, some more moss here, and we put a fine, very thin strip of felt this time. Let's just narrow it down. Okay, so one goes here and another one on this top. We can pull it as much as possible so it stays very tight. And it's done. So let's see how the final look has come up now. Okay, so our air plants have been set. So the shape has come up well. I think this wood texture is giving it a very bright look. This empty space, we can add something here. This deep crevice here, I think I can tuck in some Iantha here. I have this clump. Let's try fixing it here. Yes, it may it's a very snug fit. I don't think it needs any fixing or any pin up. Yes, this is perfect. For this side, I can put one tillandsia iron flexuosa. I think I can put one flexuosa here, and this should complete the whole DIY. Yes, we can fix one flexuosa here. We'll pin it up the same way. First, we'll need to pin up our felt fabric here on this part. Now our felt strip is ready to hang on this side. So I'll pull it as hard as I can and staple this here. And it's done. Let's remove the extra felt. So here's our final look. So gradually the aerial roots will cling on this wood and it will completely take over this wood. I hope you liked today's DIY. Do hit the like and subscribe button. Also share your valuable feedback in the comments how I can improve this. See you again with an exciting new DIY. Till then, goodbye, happy gardening.